My name is Kyle Hurd. I'm the head girls basketball coach here at Pontotoc High School. This is our 4A state championship ring from last season. Had a great year. With all the uncertainty with COVID, how the year was going to go, having very minimal issues, able to really come together and get the job done and win the 4A state championship last season. I'm entering my 5th year as head coach here for the girls basketball at Pontotoc. I'm entering my 8th year overall at Pontotoc, where I've spent pretty much my entire coaching career has been here thus far. I spent a year assistant at North Pontotoc, assistant boys basketball, and I spent a year at Ingomar, assistant boys basketball. I came to Pontotoc actually to be the boys basketball assistant. I had no intention of ever coaching girls basketball. I got here and another position opened up by chance, and Bill Russell was the head coach here at the time, and he asked me, said, "Do you want to get involved with assistant coaching girls basketball?" And I said, "Man, I don't know anything about girls basketball, but he told me what the pay was, and I said, well, sure, I'll help with girls basketball." And he said, "Well, you say this now, but by the time you're done, you're going to be a girls basketball coach." It turns out he took another job, and I was presented with this opportunity at a great place, and I turned into a girls basketball coach. There are just to me a few differences in coaching boys and girls. Obviously, the X's and O's part of coaching is very similar. Not a lot of difference there. I guess the difference is really figuring out how to reach them, to get them to play the hardest for you. The mentality of girls and guys is just very different. Girls tend in basketball, for the most part, girls tend to really want to learn and want to listen, and they want to please their coach. They want to do well and they want to do right. And one thing about boys is boys play a lot more basketball outside of school and outside of practice, and they learn a lot of things on their own. They get on social media and they see the great players doing certain really complex moves and doing certain things, and boys want to come and mimic those kind of things a lot, whether it's good or bad for our team, because boys they like to have a lot of fun. And I would say boys, where they're there wanting to have a lot of fun, girls are tend to be a little more focused on doing what their coach asks them to do. In both, I still assist our boys team. I've been the boys assistant here the entire time I've been here. And so I get to see both of them very firsthand. And they both are extremely competitive here at Pontotoc, and they really want to win. But when it just comes down to it, there are basic differences mentally with girls and guys, and basketball is no different than life.
Let it run, champ. All right, when you get there, just let that next pass. Let it run, Morgan.
My style, I would say, is a very precise style, I guess. I think that'd be a good word. I'm very concerned with executing and doing things the right way. There are obviously going to be times we need to deviate from that for certain games when other teams force us out of our style and we got to play their style. And we're good at doing that. But I would say I really like to execute what we're trying to do. I like to have a game plan. I like to go in and do that game plan and be prepared at all times. One thing about our team that has been valuable the last few years is our team has been able to play multiple styles. If a team's got size and we need to play slow, we've been able to do that. And if a team plays fast and we just think we're better than them, we've been able to kind of go and play fast. And, in our championship game this past year against Choctaw Central, great team, and they were favored heavily in the game. And we went in with a plan that we had to live by. And early in the game, our plan was not doing well. But we knew that we had to play our best to beat them, and we had to take them off of their game. And we stuck with our plan. Our plan was to make them shoot a certain type of three-pointer. They shoot a ton of threes, and so we decided to make them shoot the type of three we wanted them to shoot. And they hit the first two of the game, And we went down 10-1, but I called a timeout and said we got to stick to our plan, and we did. And they started out 2 for 2 from three, and they ended the game 3 out of 25 from three. And they would never shoot that percentage again. But I think it had a lot to do with us just sticking to the game plan, and we had to live or by diet, and it worked.
We need a couple threes here. Let's get 70.
Going into a game plan, there are so many mental factors and physical factors going in. Sometimes you walk into a game and you are just so physically outmatched. It's just difficult no matter what you do, no matter what your plan is. But there are so many mental factors that you can take advantage of. And I think that goes into good scouting, and then your players buying in to what the coach says. There are many times where you players could look at you and say, "Coach, this plan's not working." And one thing that's great about the players here at Pontotoc is they really buy into what the coach wants.
Run in a straight line. Don't curl out. Don't curl out here. Straight line.
Come here, Chan. Let run, Chan.
And I think when you do that as a coach, all you can do is give your players a chance. And I think we've got to put a plan out there. And I like at the end of the day to be able to say, "Girls, I messed up. I was wrong. But if you give me your best effort, I can always live with that." I would rather me be wrong than my players not buy into our plan and allow us to put blame in a lot of places. As a coach, I think most coaches that really want to be successful, I think they would like to. If you got players that buy into what you want, I can go to sleep at night knowing that I was just wrong.
We're right there. We cannot slow down.
My philosophy at this point, I would say my philosophy to start with was probably a hard-nosed, do it my way or no way type of philosophy. And over time, I've really changed my thought on that. And you kind of got to realize that, I take basketball very seriously, as a lot of coaches do, and it's still a game. And so my philosophy that I've kind of had to change with today's kids, in my opinion, is you got to give them a little freedom, and you got to make it a little fun. Player motivation is hard for everyone, for all coaches. There's not a ton of self-motivation among our kids right now. And I think a lot of factors contribute to that. I think, basketball is hard. It's not always fun. Practice is very demanding, and there's a lot of conditioning at times, and it's easy to really just lose your motivation. There's so many other sports to play. If basketball is not something you're just really loving, it's easy to go play another sport at a big school. And to keep them motivated, I think we just have to keep being successful. I think my young girls have got to see our seniors exhibit the kind of leadership we need and strive to want to be like them. And so I think the key to keeping our players motivated is to keep good people at the top, keep good leaders at the top. And our leaders, our seniors last year, we lost 6 of them off our championship team. They were good leaders. They came to work every day. And we always knew we could count on them. And they're the people that you just know that you can count on, you can be friends with. And now our senior class this year, our 4 seniors, they're people that we can count on. And I think our senior classes just keep getting better and better, the better leadership they're seeing ahead of them. I'll tell you, our best attributes for this coming season is our size. We're going to have a really strong team in the paint. There are going to be times where we're going to have our whole lineup outside my point guard is going to be 5'10" and bigger than that. So we're actually going to have a lot more size than we had last season. But a strength of this team is going to be our leadership.
To the elbow. Once you lay it up, you come to the elbow. Then you're going to get the ball, pass to the outlet, then you got to go rebound, then you get the ball.
We've got just as a complete unit, we've got the best leaders we've had going down, not just seniors. I've got a group of juniors that they don't say a word at practice, but they give you their best effort all day, every day. We might not be as top heavy with college level players as we were last year, because at a given time we had 5 college players on the floor. Where this year we still have some girls that are going to go play in college, but we're going to get to play 8 or 9 girls, some younger girls that are competitive. Our leadership, our size are going to be our main attributes this year that I'm really looking forward to it. I'm expecting a really competitive year again. Challenges of this team is just going to be remaining humble. Sometimes after you win a championship, a lot of players could be satisfied. They accomplished that ultimate goal. I think a challenge is going to be to stay hungry. And I don't think it's going to be an issue, but it could be, is to remain unselfish. We've got a lot of good players back, and it's easy to focus on yourself. Everybody's got an ego somehow, some way, and it's just important to keep the team first. And if we can keep the team first and remain hungry to go try to win again, I think we could have a great year, although those are some challenges that could possibly get in our way.
So we got where everybody set. We got 4 here. Y'all split off. Give me 2 of you go there and 2 of you stay put. Morgan, go with Riley. Morgan and Riley go here. Or stay put, either one. All right, we ready to roll? Y'all do your normal thing, just 2 and 2. Got it? All right, let's roll.
I need 140. Let's get it done.
But our expectations are to come right back to work. We're not taking time off. The first day we get back after spring break, our expectation is back to striving to win a championship. And that's something that the girls are really embracing. Especially my younger girls that maybe they didn't get to be an integral part of that championship. They were in ways, but they didn't really get to see it with minutes. And so the girls getting to see that, and they come back to work, and we're full out, completely competitive practices immediately when we get back.
Where's my follow through at, Corey?
Keep it up there. There we go.
Good, Kayla.
We have a really tough schedule every year, and we do that on purpose because we want to be prepared for all situations. And early last year, we lost 4 games early. I think we were sitting at 6-4 maybe, or close to that. We actually on December the 5th, we played another 4A team, and we got beat by 28 points by another 4A team. We were up at halftime, and we got beat by, I think it was 28 points in the 3rd quarter alone, and we were winning. And it's a team that we thought we should have beat. And they really, really humbled us and it was December the 5th at our rivals' gym against another team. But, we were wanting to go out there and impress people. And I'm telling you, we did not play well. Just to see the growth in our team, the maturity, because we lost a few games that we really could have won every one of those games. And to go back to work and to right the ship and to just get competitive and just say we're not going to lose again it was really amazing to me, because we still had a ton of really good teams on our schedule that we hadn't played yet. And Choctaw, our last game, being the best team left, because they were a great team, and we all believed we could beat them, but we didn't know if we could beat them. People know when they play Pontotoc, and have for the last few years, that they are going to get pounded inside. We're going to throw the ball inside to Samaya Brooks, and she's going to go to work. And she's a really difficult player to stop. And now that we've added a transfer inside with Jamia, both of those two are just really strong around the basket. And I think it's not going to be a secret this season. You're not going to have to scout us a whole lot to see that we're going to throw the ball inside and we're going to make you stop us. We've got a few rivals. A recent rival that kind of got away from being a rival but's coming back is South Pontotoc, just down the road. Their head coach was actually the head coach here before me. And so me and him, we have a long-standing relationship, and I know he really wants to beat me and beat his old school, and I really want to beat him to just show him either you taught me this and I beat you with it, or I just want to beat him just for bragging rights. It's a fun thing. Our other probably viewed as a rival is Tupelo. Tupelo's right down the road, one of the biggest schools in the state. And our games with them are just so competitive every year. We've actually beat them the last 3 years, which has been really hard. We were down 10 going to the fourth quarter last year, and we beat them 68-66, I think, right at the last second. They had 2 shots at the buzzer to try to tie or beat us and didn't hit it. And our games come down to that every single year. It's just a last second type thing. It's just really exciting. So I don't know if the rival is with the kids or just the rival is just an exciting game. But it's a great one every year. Here at Pontotoc, the expectation is to win. From the fan base, from our administration, there's not a lot of pressure to win, but it's expected in all sports. And I'll be honest, coming in, our expectation is to go back-to-back and win another championship. I think we have the pieces to try to do that. And I think that's a great starting point, is just to know that you have the capability of it. It's just a matter of you actually going and getting it done. But I think the goal and the expectation is to go and win that championship this year. And we feel like our experience and our leadership is going to give us an opportunity to do that. But it's still a game that anybody can win. The things that I think makes a good high school basketball coach, and I'm basing this opinion off of coaches that I watch, coaches that I use as mentors, use as role models, coaches like that. I think one of the things that stand out to me is to just be a calm coach. There are times where me as a coach, I just get a little riled up and I lose focus. And, I think keeping focus and not just getting too worked up and forgetting what the goal is, what the plan is. And I think so many of the great coaches that I've been watching for a lot of years, they remain calm and they just stay focused on the end goal. A coach once told me that my high school coach said, you can yell at a bad referee all day long, but they're still going to be bad. And to be able to mentally get past that and know that a referee may be affecting your game, you got to get it through your head that it's not intentional. That it's part of the game and it's something we got to live with. And I say being calm and being prepared.
Got it? All right, y'all got it.
Lady Warriors on 3. 1, 2, 3. Lady Warriors.
On game day, when we have a big game, coming up the next day, it's hard for me to go to sleep at night. I either feel like there's something that I hadn't done, a film I hadn't watched, but when it gets to game day, it's just an exciting time for me. Good, it doesn't matter who we're playing, and it's so exciting because I know what I'm going to get that day. I view so many of these girls, they're like my own children to me. They love my daughters, they treat them like sisters, they're great to them, and just to know I'm going to go get to see these girls be successful that day. And us get to do things together. Kind of like a family vacation. You love being with your kids, your wife, having a good time. Game day is kind of like that, in my opinion. Is we get to be together, we get to do something together. It may not always be great, it may not always work out, but we still get to share these experiences. And I love sharing those experiences with this team. And the way these girls treat my daughters, they're a part of this team too. And just to see my daughter, walk through the gym and start yelling some of their names, it's great to me.